Good day. This here is the River Trent. Over there is Little Haywood and Great Haywood. Little Haywood this end, Great Haywood that end. And today we're on the Tolkien Trail. This is a really, really old bridge. It's got passing places built into it. And it's a single track bridge. Would have been great in the days of horses and horse and carts, but it's only just wide enough for a car and isn't used a lot, but it is used. Tolkien, J.R.R. Tolkien, used to live over there in the Haywoods. Now, this is Staffordshire, and that's significant because this is one of the shires. This is Staffordshire. And Little Haywood, Great Haywood in Staffordshire, where Tolkien used to live. And to get to the military base on Cannock Chase, he would walk down here and he would cross this lovely ornate bridge. Let's go and have a look at the bridge from the road. Cannock Chase is all of this over here. This is the start of Cannock Chase. And the military camp where J.R.R. Tolkien was doing his military training is right over quite a distance, well, not a big distance, but he would walk it. And if you can imagine walking along, his thoughts would turn to stories, and this is where they think the inspiration for Lord of the Rings came from. And here is the old bridge. Lovely old bridge. Right, we're now off to follow the track. I think Tolkien could do it a lot faster than I can. I've got to get across this main road. We're all switched on. Let's get turned round. And we're now on the Tolkien Trail. He would have walked up here. It wouldn't have had access with the tarmac on, of course. This would have been a dirt track. But it would have been a track that existed. And we're off to find Treebeard. And Treebeard is the name given to what Tolkien called an ent. And an ent was a tree that could talk and move, although very, very slowly. But you have to put yourself in the mind of a writer with an extremely active imagination. And this is the trail that he would walk on a regular basis. I think I've got the right trail. Might have been that one. No, I think we're okay. But you would walk this trail on a regular basis. This is coming from Seven Springs, where we've just come through. And Seven Springs is so called because there are actually a number of springs that you can see coming out of the floor into a clear water pool, which is something that kids love. But this trail is the thing they're really interested in. And if you put yourself into a frame of mind of that of a writer, active imagination, out here in the quiet, it's got, I say in the quiet, and then they start firing guns. I dare say Tolkien would have heard guns as well, because he was at the military training camp that was over here, 1915 and 1916. The 1418 war was well underway, and there would have been gunfire from troops training with guns. So, when you think about it...
Oh my God, that's amazing!
You're alright.
Oh, the scooter, I thought you meant me. Anyway, Tolkien would have been over here, and he would have heard, I dare say, gunfire. So you've got this combination of this creepy woods, these trails, a journey. We're in the Shires, where you've got all this beautiful people and friendly people and peace and a certain amount of calm, and yet the war would have been only an earshot away. You would have heard those military guns. I never thought about that up until this moment, but I wonder if there's any validity in that. Makes you think. So we have rolling hills. You can imagine hobbits living in hillside or homes made out of the side of the hills, and with a war made evident by the gunfire is much closer than you think. And of course, if you come over here at night, as Tolkien may have done it, returning to the Haywoods, this can get a bit creepy, and all those darker things that Tolkien manifested in his stories, they could have been born out of the quiet, foreboding nature of Cannock Chase when it's dark. And trust me, over here in the dark, it is very creepy. Thank you. Cheers. So this is the path that J.R.R. Tolkien would have taken, and it sort of gives you a little lead into an insight into how things are. And when we get to the stepping stones, which is like the middle way, you're then presented with various barriers. There are no caves or through mountains, but with there being so many rolling hills, you could imagine elves and dwarves tunnelling into and mining, because this is a mining area, and people do toil underground here underneath these mountains. So once again, there is a sort of linky type thing going on with Tolkien and what might have gave him the inspiration. It would have only been inspiration, of course. And there are some areas here which are so beautiful. To imagine that the Elven Kingdom could exist would have been in some of these more beautiful areas. And I hope you can see from this ride, which I'm certainly not pushing. Usually when I come across here, it's so good a track, it's fairly tidy speed, but you're missing out on all of this. And the trees themselves, they're all trees, and then you get one like this that's just slightly different. And look at that. All these lovely straight pines, and then that oak. That might be an oak on its last legs, but it's still an oak. And there's another oak that has a distinctive shape and character. And when you think in terms of trees having a character, could this have been how the Ent was born in Tolkien's mind? There are a few oaks over here still, but many have gone. A fir tree and an oak tree, they're both trees, but of course they are different. And remember, the theme today is trees that are different. The same but different. Don't know if you can see that tree down there. Beautiful thing. It's not the one we're after. The one we're after will literally blow your mind. This is called the Stepping Stones. And this is the Stepping Stones in Sherbrook Valley. These stones have got quite a history. Not only would Tolkien have come across them on occasions, but originally, many years ago, they were actually the base of the gallows, the Stafford gallows, and they were removed. Cannock Chase, you have to understand, is shale and sand and water, but these stones were actually from the gallows base, from the Stafford gallows, and they're now the stepping stones, so no longer do they see death, they see plenty of life. Hiya. Anyway, back on the Tolkien Trail. This is where Tolkien would have come across, and this is where he would have had to go, and now I am looking. Hiya. Excuse me, do you mind if I ask, do you know if there's a certain tree up there, a very odd...
Come from here, you go up.
You know the tree I'm talking about then?
Yeah.
Looks like a person.
Yeah.
This one? Lord of the Ring, right?
Oh, that's the one,
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm on the right track. It's
Yes,
up there.
Way.
Yeah.
This way is the way.
Just got to get up this bit. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Careful.
Right, this is a demanding trail. But anyway, Woody's up for it. So the Chinese people, or Hong Kong people, they know about the tree. So I'm on the right trail. So, once again, this is where J.R.R. Tolkien would have come. Now, I've never been here before, and I'm just looking at the moment to see if I can see the tree. It could be anywhere. It may even be up there. Yeah. As I say, this tree will, and you can see that this tree, once seen by a writer like J.R.R. Tolkien, would have literally supercharged his imagination. And here it is. Right, let's leave Woody to rest. Stay. And let's go look at this tree. I'm going to take my camera out. Look at this. You can see the legs, the body, the head, and these branches that look like arms coming out. Let's see if I can find the best angle. Oh, this is quite something. Got to get it so you can see the legs. Oh gosh, should have got my walking stick, I think. This is possibly the inspiration for Treebeard. Isn't it a super tree? Right. The reason I've come over here to see this tree. I mean, all trees are trees. All mobility scooters, to a lot of people, are just mobility scooters. And then there are those that are different. Not all trees are the same. Not all mobility scooters are the same. There are mobility scooters like this tree that are different. The same, but different. And like my friend Rich's scooter that started out life as a Unique 4, it is now Rich's scooter. And Paul Rogers, who has spent time and thought, has produced a unique mobility scooter but they're still mobility scooters. And here's Woody, who in a world of mobility scooters is beautifully different. And I love anybody, Laurie's scooter, Paul's scooter, Richard's scooter, loads of scooters. Make your scooter as individual as you can. Because in the world of everything being the same, we do need the odd to inspire our imagination. Oh, imagine coming across that in the dark with the sounds of woodland animals all over the place. You can understand how Tolkien came up with Lord of the Rings, the trilogy. It's warming up. I might actually abandon my gloves and coat in a minute. Oh. Let's see, we're on that way. I think we'll just back up. And down this very steep bit. So, I hope that's given you a little insight into where Tolkien lived and did his military training, and this area, which is where Tolkien used to walk through regularly. Remember, this is Staffordshire, so the word shire and shires figures greatly. Gunfire in the background, that would figure greatly. It was the middle of the war. He was training in 1915 and 1916. The beauty that was elfin-like, the dwarves, I mean, there was mining actually under these hills. All of these factors surely must have all conspired. And then that tree, that Ent tree, Treebeard himself, it is quite something. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed all this, and I shall see you on the next one. Cheers.